Lọ bá mú glasses náà. Sorry, sorry, John. It's still it's a drink. Daddy, let me one see.
Good morning, everybody. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Can anyone hear me?
Good morning.
Yeah,
What
good
did I do?
morning. How was our week?
It was good. It was
Mm.
fine. How was yours?
Yeah, it was okay. Except for the increase in fall.
Mm.
Okay, so it seems Femi might still be in transit.
Okay.
So I guess he will have access to the recording. So without wasting much of our time, let's continue from where we stopped last time.
Okay.
Did you go through the application on your own?
Yeah, yes, I did. Let me try.
What is up?
Okay, I've seen it. Okay, so you said you went through the what's it called? The application, yeah.
Yeah.
So were you able to figure out other features? Can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
I think we stopped at product dashboard last time, right?
Yes.
Mm. So what other features were you able to figure out? I think we did select
Mm.
product, add to carts, remove from cart, filter product, other features.
Continue shopping. Continue shopping. The checkout feature.
Okay, check out. That continue shopping. I'm still trying
Yeah.
to figure out how you can what's it called? How you can
I'm not like that. Ah, this thing. Look at it, like that.
What about the product menu? Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
What about the product menu?
We have all items, about, logout, reset app states, and the filter feature.
So do we do that as a single item, or we should list them out just the way you listed it out?
Maybe as a single feature.
Because you should treat it as a single feature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, but however, if you are treating it as a single feature, why is my system not responding? Okay. Product menu. If you're going to be treating it as a single feature, eh, you must still be able to distinguish.
But another thing here is if we are logging in as different users, some features are different. Are we going to be testing separately like that, like different username and different test cases? Because for that problem underscore user, when I tried logging in,
Okay.
yeah, the part where you add to cart, when you add to cart, there is an onboarding page where you fill in your name, address, and post code.
Mm-hmm. When you want to
That one,
check out.
yeah, that one I noticed that the part where it seems there's first name. Let me just confirm what is there first. Okay, there's first name and last name. When you input the first name and you go on to the next field, last name, the first name is disappearing and you can't even input anything for your last name. You can't fill the field for last name.
Which user is this? Performance glitch, right?
Performance user, yeah.
That's why it's performance glitch now. It's just that the actual user is what's it called? The actual user is the
Standard
standard.
user.
Actual user is the standard user. So if you're going to be performing any tests, it will be on standard user. Do you understand?
Okay, then the performance user is for
In performance user is just to show you like if you have any bugs, right? All these not
okay.
just performance user actually, all these other users that you're seeing, they're just trying to simulate the trying to simulate how bugs would look like for you.
Mm, okay. That no, I don't think it's not performance user. Oh. It seems it's problem user.
Problem
It
user.
seems it's problem.
Okay. So they are trying to simulate what's it called? Bugs for you. So if you're seeing if you see any bugs, right? Are you with me?
Yes.
If you want to log your bugs and you've simulated with all these other users, you come here to your bug part, right? You first of all define or you give us the title of the bug, right? Then you now describe it. So you can say as a problem or logged in as a problem user, there was an issue with blah 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 blah. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so for this now, log into the application as a standard user. The bug we found was standard user, right? Hello,
No, no, no. Which one?
last week now.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Was standard user.
So that's where you indicate it, right? That's where you indicate it. But your normal test case, unless the different users that you're having, right, they have different interface. Like let's say maybe admin, what's it called? Normal user, as in like someone that wants to buy on the platform, and also the vendor. Do you understand? So we have three different users. So unless that has been provided, details for that has been provided, right? You cannot
Mm-hmm.
use that to create your test case. So now instead of now having test scenario, you now have you can have, let's say, will I say user type, test user type, or test user role. So you cannot put admin, right? And you now have your test scenario. It can be anything, but that particular column that you are putting there is not under a normal test case template. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like if you ask to mention what a normal test case would look like, right? Normal test case will contain a test case ID, test scenario, test case, precondition, data, steps, expected result, actual result, status, comment. Now, depending on the type of project that you are working on, right, now determines what you will add and what you will be subtracting.
Okay.
Do you understand? So now you can add user role, and that user role can be under admin, it can be vendor, it can be client. Then you now have your normal test cases attributed to assigned to those user roles. Do you understand?
Just like the e-voting app here.
Exactly. Or better still, you separate them into different test sheets, anyone you want. So now if you're separating them into different test sheets, right? You will now have this template, but the title of the sheets now will not be admin test case, vendor test case, or client test case. But when you're having a bug template, when you're having your bug sheet will be just one, not bug sheet for admin, bug sheet for no. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And also for test suits, right? Test suits, you understand? You still remember what the test suit is, right?
A test suit.
Mm.
Mm.
So a test suite is more or less like saying you are grouping your test cases. You understand?
Mm.
It's like you are grouping your test cases. So now, if you want to create a test suite, right? Like let's say under your test suite now, this will be inside one single test suite. Do you understand? This is a login test suite. All
Yeah,
of
yeah,
them under what? Login. Do you understand?
yeah.
Now, if you want to group into product test suite, right? Product dashboard, select product, filter product menu will be under the same what? Under the same product test suite. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Then sometimes you can have just one item inside the test suite, but it's just like you are grouping everything into uh, categories or sections. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's continue. Select product is a scenario. So what is it going to be? Ensure. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yeah, now.
Ensure products are
Mm-mm.
select products. Let me see.
So user is able to select products. Want to say ensure select product is functional.
What did you say?
I said, were you about to say select product is functional? Ensure select product is functional.
No,
And what were you going to say?
I didn't even know what to say. I'll come. That select product is adding to cart there.
Hmm?
Select product is adding to cart.
Is it added to cart? No, I think
Is
not.
that not selecting of products? Or what's product selection?
Now select product.
Yes, select. Please again.
Are you there?
Yes, yes. Oh, okay.
Please, once it's 10 o'clock, please come my attention so that we can round up and go to API. Okay, so ensure user is able to select product. Uh, select and view product. Don't you think?
Ensure you are able to select and view products. Okay.
So what will be our steps?
Okay. Enter.
Eh,
So So whenever we get into the software itself, we don't have to start from the beginning, like enter the username, enter password, then step by
well,
step,
it all
click
depends.
on.
It all depends on preference, though. For me, I don't see a need for you to start repeating enter this. I don't see a need. If you're able to, unless they say it's in what's it called? It's not in isolation, right? But for me, right, if you're able to do this and get to this point, it should be a continuation. Do you understand?
Okay.
At least in a test suite, one of your test cases must have it, even if you must have it at all. But if you're not if you're not putting it inside a test suite, right, I don't think you should repeat it. But however, if you want to be extremely thorough, can go ahead and just fill it up like that. So if you're filling it up right, it will be more or less like this. And you understand why I'm doing it this way. When you now have like 20 steps, would you log all the 20 steps?
Okay.
Especially if you're working on a banking app, if you're working on a loan app, right? And it requires login From login, select customer. From customer, view customer details. Uh, uh, Check customer's eligibility. Uh, Select, create loan application. All those things. Then maybe you are going to the point of disbursement. Are you saying you are going to list out all those steps before you get to that point? Do you understand? So, what was our expected result? Yeah, are you there?
Yes, yes, I am. Okay, but what about for? Okay.
I'm listening.
Okay, don't worry. You just should be able to expected result, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You just should be able to select and view product.
So I think there's something else that is missing, right? When I select this product, most of the time when screens like this are being developed, they always omit. Although these people they did it, but sometimes they always omit. Now, okay, when you get to this point, now how do you get back? Hmm? You start asking yourself that. Then some of them, when they don't do it, you start looking for how you want to get back, right? And that's why there is this back to product spotting. So as minimal as this functionality is also important.
Mm.
So what we'll do is, so do you know what we are going to say?
List of product. After selecting a product.
Do you get?
Yes.
You didn't sleep, or is it hunger?
No, I'm okay. It seems Femi is trying to get in. You like name, please select product. Select the pack tool. User should be able to go back to the list of products. So for this ones, there are no preconditions.
Not preconditions. It's not always applicable to all of them. You have to be able to what?
User should be able to go back to the list of products.
So next one, add to cart. There's one other thing. You know, that last week I told you that this interface that it does not have API. Hmm?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I, I stand corrected because the thing is, some applications might not expose the API aspect. So we can't really say unless those that built the application, this application, can tell us that, oh, okay, there's the API aspect and this is the documentation. Right. So even if you inspect, right, you might not get anything because they didn't expose it. So from our end, it could be that they don't have API or just two things. Is either they don't have API or they didn't expose it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I still think they don't have API. That's another bug. Did you notice anything?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, what was it?
If you imputed all the necessary information on each field and just bounced.
Do you know why it bounced?
No.
Read this.
Epic sad face. You can only access checkout when you are logged in. Okay.
Do
But
you
when you're
understand?
not logged in, no, I don't. But you were logged in now.
So apparently, because due to inactivity, right, I've been logged
Okay.
out.
Logged out. Yeah, yeah. Okay, it
But there
happened
was,
last
I
week.
think we mentioned it last week too now.
Yes, yes, we did. It happened last week too.
So let's log it. I was supposed to send this document though, but do you know how to make a drop down? Much more to mobile. Do you see what I did?
Mm, no, data validation.
I selected the cell I wanted to put
Okay.
drop down on, right? I went
Okay.
data. From data, I went to data validation. Then I came here, I selected list.
Okay.
Mm. So now what are the list of items I want to do? Open, comma. What are status? From open to what?
Open, assign,
Mm-hmm.
fix,
Fixed. Mm-hmm.
um, close,
Mm-hmm.
reopen.
Reopen. Hope it works. Yep, it did. So can you see now?
Okay.
You cannot drag it down as much as you want. Ish. And this one too. I I okay,
Medium low.
medium low. So this one, what do we have?
Critical, major.
Physical.
Critical.
Oh, critical. Major. Mm-hmm.
Minor.
Major. Minor. Hmm.
Moderate.
Which one comes first, moderate or minor?
No. Moderate comes before minor.
Minor. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Cosmetic.
Is that all?
Like that's all.
Hmm?
Yes, that's all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 now.
So that's how you create a drop down. And the same thing for test case, right? You can create your test cases here, data validation. So what are the statuses that you can have as fail? So as you are testing, you can have more. Do you understand? Some people, for me, right, I always use pass and fail. I always use pass and fail, but can be more. Some people not yet tested. Some people can have not yet tested. Some people can have pending. You understand? But let's just work with pass and fail for now. So add to cart. Mm-hmm. Those are test case.
Ensure user is able to add product to cart. Selected product to cart.
Is able to add products to cart.
Selected product to cart now.
Mm. When you are adding a product, you are selecting a
You
product.
select it. Okay.
You should avoid tautology. You can
Okay.
actually select the product and not add it to cart.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you are doing this select and view product, you can select it and that's it. I'm not really adding buying this and go back. So, but making it as being able to add product to cart is better. Do you understand?
Okay.
And Genesis is in another class now. Okay. So ensure user is able to add product to cart. What's our expected result? Are you there?
User should be able to add product to cart.
User should be able to. Okay. Oh, what's wrong here?
Where?
I've created test case for
Remove from cart. Ensure user is able to remove product.
There's nothing wrong.
With the test scenario
No,
or what?
this test case.
Okay. Able to remove product. Remove products to cart. Or remove product from cart.
What should it be?
Ensure user is able to remove products from cart.
Okay. So the next one, filter product. Um, okay. So view landing page. You see what I did there?
Okay, yeah, click the atom. Okay.
Do you understand what I did there?
Yeah, yeah. Click the remove from cart.
Did you see select product?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why I did select product? An asterisk state.
Mm.
Do you know why?
Why? To personalize the test case here.
No. There are two ways in which you can add product. You can add product on the landing page, or select product then add to cart.
Oh, okay. Okay, okay. So I put
Yeah. What's the next one?
filter product.
Now this filter, right? You need to be careful. All these things must be there. Do you understand?
A to Z, Z to A.
Mm.
Price. Okay. Separately or together?
Separately. I would like to also ask you guys some logic questions, just to train you guys in logic reasoning. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because it's very the work that you are doing right now also requires logic reasoning.
Mm.
Hmm? To ensure user
Can select product using alphabet A
hmm,
to Z.
not select
Or can filter
hmm,
product.
can filter product A to Z. So that's top to bottom, right?
Mhm.
This is this ascending or descending?
Ascending order.
Hmm. Hello, Femi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Good
Good
morning.
morning. Mm.
How is your shoe, sir?
We thank God. It's not easy. We thank God.
Say you come back because Nigeria is getting better now. Can you see
Uh,
what we are doing?
I
Our,
prefer I
our,
prefer make I dey
our fuel price will soon enter 800. You see?
hustle. Oh wow, that's serious.
And it's if I need fuel like this, it's Modupe I'll go and meet. There was a mistake here. User can filter product. Ensure user can filter products with name. Wait, what happened? Which name from you understand what I did there?
Yeah.
Then the next one is what? Hmm?
Ensure user can filter products with price
Uh-huh.
low to high.
We need to quickly finish this up so that we can. Okay. Yeah. I guess with me.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's the next step? Mm. There's another bug. What's the bug? Hello.
Hi. Was it
Okay.
not right? Quantity 1-1.
Mm. So are you forcing me to buy just one?
Okay, so you can't even buy more than one,
Mm-hmm.
more than one product.
So do you agree it's a bug?
Yeah, it is.
So what's our title? Mm?
On can't select more than one quantity.
Mm, okay. So that is that. Mm, okay. Yeah, check out.
By entering.
Allowing me do this myself. Oh.
Mm, mhm.
So when I enter all this, what should be the expected response? Continue. Okay. So what is our expected result?
User should be able to necessary to okay.
Are you, is that okay with you?
User should be able to view checkout overview after entering the necessary details. Okay.
And continue shopping. That's the test case. We need to round up on time.
Ensure user is able to continue
Hmm?
shopping. While on the company.
Ensure user is able to
Go back to continue.
if you guys are understanding what I'm doing. Hello.
Yes. Next, high to low.
Oh no, what is this?
User should be able.
Hey, are you sure?
Ensure
It's not ensure
user.
there.
User should be able.
Mom, can I go to sleep?
The weather is cold. Oh,
I don't think we can do this. Jesus. Product menu. Can't do this product menu. Mm. So far, do you guys understand it up to this point?
yes.
Hello, Femi.
Hello. I'll listen to the recording.
Oh, okay. Okay, no problem. So if you guys have any questions, you can reach out to me. So I think that we can bring this to a close, right?
I guess this is for e-commerce.
Yeah, this for the Swag Lab e-commerce application.
Okay.
The assignments. Okay, have I given you another application to work on?
No. This was the one you gave us to work on.
And you guys didn't say anything. I thought I gave you last week.
No.
Okay, I'll send it with along with this document.
Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's such a bad day today. No, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Friday.
So let's move to API test. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, what can you see on my screen?
The Postman app, Workspace.
Okay, okay. So I want to believe you guys have downloaded Postman on your on your system.
Mhm.
Okay. So now, just to reiterate on what we've learned so far, we know that Postman is a tool that allows us to perform API tests. Yeah. And what is an
Yeah.
API? Just like I simply explained, API is like a messenger that communicates between two
Applications.
components, two applications or two systems. You understand? So now with API tests, right, there are different call methods. Let me say call methods. But call methods are also known as HTTP methods. And these are the methods: get, post, put, patch, and delete. Forget all these other ones. It's only advanced people that understand these ones. But the major things should concern yourself about is get, post, put. Put and patch means you are modifying, you are editing. Then delete, you are deleting. Post is to create, get is to view. So, like the crude operations I mentioned: create, read, update, and delete. Let's not forget that. So, and I also said, um, your endpoint, right, is comprised of the base URL, which is, now let's use this as an example. Now, this is our base URL. This is our base URL: www.jumia.com.ng. Right. This is just an example, but you see different what's it called, base URLs. So the reason I'm saying that is, with this base URL, let me just chip this in. With this base URL, you can save it as a variable. Can you see that as I highlighted it, I saved it as a variable. And the reason why I'm saving it as a variable is, if I have several endpoints, right? I don't want to keep using www.jumia.com.ng, right? So I want to put this www.jumia.com.ng into a placeholder. Let me use that. I think you guys understand a placeholder, right?
What's the placeholder?
Okay. Let me see this. Mm. You know when they say, mm, I don't want to enter politics. No. Mm. Let me just do it, and let me see if you guys will still like understand. So I want to do this variable. And I call it, and I call it base URL. So now let me do this. Then I'll see if I will find a better way to explain it. So now, if I'm coming here now to do, I don't need to do Jumia.ng again, right? All I just need to do is base URL. Are you getting the concept? Okay. So now base URL is now representing www.jumia.com.ng all through. Do you understand? Hello?
Hello?
Base URL now, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
variable or placeholder is like a representation of the actual data or the actual information. Do you understand? So let's say I'm trying to find
Okay,
it here.
like this base URL, are you trying to say that it is going to be like a default for www.jumia.com on instead of typing out the base URL, you just have this base URL as a default on the system to
Yes, we have it
represent
as a
that.
yes, we now have base URL as a default for www.jumia.com.ng. So if I want to create another endpoint now, another request, mm, and I come here and I say I want to check, it's still on that base URL though. What's going on? So now, are you there?
Yes.
If I hover on this now, what can you see? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, what can you see when you hover on the base URL?
There's something blinking.
Can you see anything under?
Okay, base URL, initial, current, and scope.
Mm-hmm. What's in the initial? What's in the current?
Initial www.jumia.com.ng.
Yeah. So I'm
This stuff
coming.
is so tiny. I'm straining my eyes.
Oh, sorry. I'll do like a representation of it now. Okay, I want to open a whiteboard. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
So now, what variable basically means is this. I have a data. This is my data. Data can be anything. Hmm? It can be it can be it can be my name is Bakran and Nicolapo Aberejo. Hmm? This is the data. Now because this Obakran and Nicolapo Aberejo is going to be repeated, right? Hmm?
Mm.
we don't want to now start saying Obakra Nikolapo Abereju, Obakra Nikolapo Abereju, Obakra Nikolapo Abereju. We'll now put this data inside this box, right? We'll now put it inside this box such that sorry, inside this box. And meanwhile, the name of this box, let's say, what can we name it to? Any name at all. Let's say Akaban is the name of this box. So now anywhere you now call this word Jagaban, hmm? Sorry, anywhere you now call this word Jagaban, hmm? This Jagaban is not standing alone. It has a data inside, right? And this data is my name is Oba Akran Anikulapo Aberejo. Do you understand? Hello?
Yes.
Are you sure you understand?
Yes. You said if we're calling on Jagaban, the old data under it comes out with it.
Yeah, so that is what is called declaring a variable. Hmm? That's what is called declaring a variable. So let's say, in fact, it's very important to understand this variable because it is going to be needed when you are doing automation testing. So let's say we now have more information like mm, mm, username. Mm, the username is user, standard user. Mm, password. Yeah, and then I need to teach you guys what we call camel case. You guys need to know what is called a camel case. Then what else? What else can we have as data? So we have password here, we have username, then we now have another username, which is what is locked user, right? Locked user. We now have another one, which is what problem user, then another one again. Performance each user. You understand? Now, all these users now, hmm, the reason for having a variable, right, is number one to avoid repetition, right, and number two to hide information. Mm. You don't want other people to know that, oh, okay, this is the information that you're passing across. What you just is you just declare it as a variable. Mm. So now this standard user, logged user, problem user, and glitch user, we don't want them exposed, right? Then I'll now say declare this username. So let's say this username, standard user now will not be, do we need, I don't need, don't let's add username. Are you still with me?
Yes.
Okay. So now standard user now, we now want it represented as Okay, so now saying you want to declare it as a variable, you now say standard user A. I mean user A is what is equals to standard
Standard.
user is equal to standard user. Then user B is what is equals to locked user. Do you understand variables now? Allow. Then problem user C equals to what? Problem user. Then performance user D equals to performance glitch user. So anywhere you now see user A, you know that it is speaking to standard user. You understand? So you won't be saying standard user, logged user. You'll be saying user A, user B, user C, user D. Do you understand?
Mm,
Hmm?
yes.
Yeah. So I just gave you like an hint to programming language. So in JavaScript, there are different ways with which they declare variables, right? But for Postman, right, what you do is you highlight that word, right? You highlight that word and you see set as variable, it will just come up. You understand? So
Okay.
you see set as variable. And when you see set as variable, so we now have global. Global is you're saying you want this variable to be applicable to everything inside Postman, right? Then we now have collection. Now this is a collection, match cohort. Then let's say I have another, I want to create another collection. Let's say January cohort. Now you can have 10 different collections, right? And that variable can be applicable to just one of that collection. Mm? So that's why you can have a you can have a global variable, a collection variable, and environment variable. That environment, I don't know how I can explain it. So let's see this set as variable, set as new variable. So look at this scope now. They're asking you which one, what do you want to set it as? You want to set it as a global variable, an environment variable, or collection. Do you get now?
Yes.
Hello?
Hi.
Is everything okay?
Yes.
Okay. So do you understand the concept between global and collection? Hello, can you hear me?
That global and collection is
Is under what?
under collections. Yeah. I be global and what's the other one?
Global, then collection. You don't understand, Abby?
Mm-mm.
Global is speaking to everything inside Postman. I won't recommend global variable. Do you understand? Because there are different things. You can use Postman to test different projects. Do you understand? So
Mm.
different projects, different URLs. You understand? Different project, different data. Are you with me?
Yes.
So the best thing you can do is environment variable or collection variable, right? So now collection, like I told you, this is a collection. March cohort, January cohort, right? Is a collection. So your variable can be applicable to just generic cohorts and not be applicable to match cohorts. Do you understand?
Okay.
So now environment now is, let me give an example of an environment. So let's say we have Jumia test. Hmm? So remember I told when I was explaining what's it called? Um uh, when I was first explaining the issues with mobile banking, uh, performance issues during that cashless period, right? That before getting to production, the product must have been tested on different environments. Do you remember?
Yes.
I said it can move from development environment, right, to tester environment, then from tester environment to staging environment, then from staging environment to production. Do you remember roughly me saying that?
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah. So now Jumia test now, we want, let's say maybe Jumia test now, or yeah, Jumia test as https jumia-test.com.ng, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's Jumia test. That's the URL for Jumia test. Then we now have Jumia dev. That's the development environment. Jumia dev. Jumia dev. So Jumia dev is now https colon slash slash www.jumia-dev.com.ng. You are testing the same product too, but on different environments. Do you understand? Are you with me?
Mm-hmm.
Then let's now say we now have Jumia staging. So every environment, right? Every environment that you're testing must have a staging environment, right? Because a staging environment is a replica of production environment. You understand? It must have a staging environment. It can have just one, maybe a dev slash test environment, but there must be a staging environment before you go to production. Do you understand?
And the staging environment is the one on the left.
On the one of what do you mean on the one of the left?
Where we have Jumia staging.
No, this is a URL. Oh. Okay, this initial and current value, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the reason why we have this is because anytime you want to share your collection, right, or you want to share your environment, one of them does not, one of them is, yeah, exactly, this initial value, right? When you share it with someone else, right, the person will be able to see it, but the person won't see this current value because it's it's what is used while you are sending a request. No, 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 no. That will confuse you. Like now, if I want to share my collection with you now, Modupe, right? If this
Mm-hmm.
if this part is empty, mm, and this one is filled up, right? You will not get anything. You won't see anything inside the environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because this initial value is a shareable column whereby any information that is placed inside here, right, can be viewed by external parties.
Mm.
Do you understand? So, but if there's
Okay.
nothing here, nothing is shared. I don't know if that one helped. Do you understand?
Hmm.
Don't worry, over time you understand it. Mm.
Ah,
So,
this
yeah,
postman is a lot.
no, it's actually not. Oh, honestly, it's not. It's very simple. Extreme. When they told me it was simple, I was actually very skeptical about it. But when I started using it, it's actually very simple. It's very simple. So long as they give you a documentation, right? And in that documentation, they've basically given you a guide in that documentation. The documentation, okay, this is the method you're using to call the request. This is the data you use to call the request. Yeah, this is the expected response. Shikena.
Okay, but if API is the interaction between two applications here. So, but how are we testing the interaction between two applications on Postman? Or except maybe Postman is not just solely about API testing here.
Postman is sorry about API testing. Okay, let me give you an
Okay.
example. Let me give you an example of a component integration, right? The component integration is, let's say, on a mobile app, right? I want to do a
Mm.
transfer. And you know that when you do a transfer, where are you going to see your record?
History.
Transaction history. Thank you very much. But I can tell you that transaction history and transfer components, they are separate components, right? Now I want
Yeah.
the two of them to speak together. There's an API that joins the two of them together, where the details of that transfer is sent to transactions history. And what are the things that I need in transactions history, right? I need the dates, I need the amount, I need the description. Mm. So
Mm.
now, when I'm making the transfer, mm, I've entered the description of my transfer, I've entered the amount, right? The date that I'm making that transfer is the system date on the laptop or on the system or the mobile app. Do you understand? So automatically, the same day that you're making that request, that is what is sent there. So now, my request now is I'm sending these details, right, to transaction history. Amount is there, the person I'm sending it to is there, the bank is there. What else? I think that's all right. So now when I now send it, right, when I send these details, aside the fact that the money is sent to the other party, right, the beneficiary, right, the record now, right, is now also sent to transaction history.
Mm.
Are you with me? And how is it
Mm-hmm.
being, it's being sent through the API?
Okay.
Let me okay, let me create another page. So we have transfer, we have transaction history, we have transaction history. Now is the details of the transfer here now, right? That is being sent. So now in our transfer, we have amount, we have beneficiary, Details. We have what else? Description. So now these details now. Also, I also need to also mention something, but I just hope it doesn't confuse you. I hope it doesn't confuse you. Everything you do, right? Remember accrued operations,
Mm-hmm.
right? So everything you do mm, is still saved inside the database.
Okay.
Up to that point, right?
There's
You're
a
not,
database at the back end.
yes, there's a
Okay.
database at that point. So now when you make a transaction, right? As you are seeing it on transaction history, right? It is also being sent to how do I represent this thing like this? So it's also being sent to a database. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
It's also being sent to a database. So now I'll now show you another example how from that database you can also get eh, okay. So now that immediate transfer that you did, right? You get to
Mm-hmm.
see everything in transaction history. So if you do 10 transfers, you're able to see it in transaction history. But meanwhile, in that transaction history, right, maybe on that particular page or that particular component, there is a limit of data that you can accept. Let's say it's 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Transaction A to transaction J is displayed here. You now do another transfer, transfer I, transfer no JKL by the alphabet. Transfer K and transfer L. You did a new transfer K and transfer L. Transfer K and transfer L will be displayed on transaction history with the other alphabet, but you won't see transaction A and B. Do you understand now? As you are doing all those transfers, right? Old records are being are removed from transaction history. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm. But are going to be in the database.
Exactly, but everything is still in the database. A to L is in the database. Transfer transaction A to L is in the database, right? But right now you're only seeing transaction C to L because there's a limit to that page. Mm. So now, how can I see all the transactions that I have done? You now do a filter. Do you understand now? You now do a filter that okay, oh, I want to see the records from so period to so period. Now, this record that you want to get now is not coming from the database. Sorry, it should be this way. Do you understand now?
Okay.
It's not coming from the database instead. So all the transfer that you have done, everything is saved in database, but you are limited in seeing all the history, right? To just 10 transactions, right? So, but you now want to see all the transactions in a month, and that's more than 10, right? You cannot say, okay, oh, show me records from the beginning of the month to the end of the month. you will not see everything, but information is coming from the database. So let's now say, let's go back to our API now. This is environment. I'm just trying to teach you environment. Also, if you want to create variable, right, just come here, say base URL. This base URL is only for Jumia staging, right? Come here and do the
Okay.
same thing. Base URL. This is saving it manually. It's applicable to only Jumia tests. And the same thing too. Let's say base URL 2, right? It's also applicable, sorry, save. It's also applicable to just Jumia dev. Now when I now come here to do my endpoint, create my endpoint, Jumia request. Can you see this no environment? If I come here and say I want to pick Jumia dev, there will be a conflict. There will be a conflict because, okay, this is a collection variable. It will still work. I've said this as a collection variable. It will still work because it's a collect under this match cohort collection. So let me just create the dummy the dummy account, a dummy endpoint. So now our Jumia.com, right? API, forget all this one that I'm saying, this one is just it will be provided. But I just want to show you an example. API v1, then transfer to beneficiary. Let's say this is the endpoint to make a transfer. Making a transfer, what kind of operation is it? When I say what kind of operation, is it a create, a read, update, or delete?
Making a transfer. Great.
Create, thank you very much. So a post, then you now come here, body, none, use raw and JSON. It must always be JSON, right? All these things, it will be provided though. I'm just using it as an example, creating a dummy
Okay.
example for you. So now, inside it now, we now have, what are the elements for creating a transfer? Beneficiary name, beneficiary name. Then let's now say, and also I thought I mentioned I mentioned I was going to teach you guys data types, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. After this, I will do that now. Once I understand. What are the other things that we need to do a transfer?
The beneficiary account.
Beneficiary account, no. Sorry. Please, you have to be very careful. This thing can be very tricky. When you forget to put on your color or inverted quotes. So, what else again?
Amount.
Amount. That one is number. What else? What else?
Transaction pin.
Description first. Description. Then transaction pin. Okay, so beneficiary name. Odupe. Oh, also, you need to be careful. You need to be very careful. Currency matters a lot.
Yes.
Okay, so beneficiary account number. Mm, then hmm, there's something else missing. Beneficiary bank code. So let's say 058. I think 058 is BT Bank. Check ISO Nigerian bank codes. If you search it, you see all these codes there. Then amount 5,000. Currency USD. Description Japa movement. Transaction pin 1234. Do you understand? So now I want to make a transfer now. The moment I click on send, right? I'm on Jumia Dev. The moment I click on send, right? That you will get a successful transfer. Me being that you've entered all the correct details here, you get a successful transfer. Now, when you now get a successful transfer, let's save this, right? Create another endpoint, add request. So this one is transaction history. Now we are using what base URL. So API version 1. Forget all these things. So just uh, transaction history. Now with transaction history, right? What kind of operation is it? Is it a create, a read, update, or delete? Hello, are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
So what kind of operation is it?
Transaction history, read.
So and which method, which HTTP method is that?
That's get.
Thank you. So now with a get, right, you don't need a body. With post, you need a body because that body will
Mm-hmm.
contain the payload, the data that you need. But with get, all you need is parameters, right?
Mm.
All you
Yes.
need is parameters. So now, transaction history, what are the properties? What are the parameters we need? From date to
Mm-hmm.
date. You see, as I'm entering it, it is editing my endpoint. So the value is
Mm.
now, let's say, 01/05/2023. Then 31/05/2023. So this is an endpoint for transaction history. Yeah, did I just send? This is an endpoint for transaction history. Mm.
Okay.
This is an endpoint for transfer. Now, what I've done here, right? What I'm doing is I'm making a transfer to someone. All the details of this transfer will be saved in the database, right? And
Yes.
also, I can view it in my transactions history. Can you see the connection between the two of them?
Mm-hmm.
Now, on my transaction history, I can spool records from my database from date to date, and everything will be displayed.
Okay.
If you don't want to do a from date to date, right, just uncheck them. Click on send, right? Or no, let's say, should we add limits? Should there be a limit to it? Okay, let's add a limit. You don't need to add the limit. You don't need to add the limit. So with transaction history, right? You can just click on send and you view the transactions that you want. But there's an issue with that one because there is no particular, what's it called? There's no limit to the record. So if you are saying transaction history, click send and you want to view all the transactions, that means you want to view all the transactions that you've done since you got that account. And that can be running into thousands of records, and it might crash that particular that particular operation. So that's why it is actually important for you to have it from date to date. Do you understand how we now have our connection between these two now and our database?
Mm-hmm.
So that is what um, our API does. Do you understand? So mm, so basically, right? mm,
Okay, so in essence, you're trying to say that for API usually have like a database aside
not,
the main.
not API, not that API has a database. Your system has a database, right? Not API. Your system has a database that API speaks to. Do you understand?
Okay, so like for instance, that e-commerce app now, for instance, when you are done selecting all your product and you go to cart and you want to check out, okay, and you want to make your payment, yeah, most times in all those e-commerce app you have like maybe make payments with card. When you're making payments, that communication between the application and the other app making payments, the communication is an API communication, yeah.
Yeah, it's an API communication.
Okay,
Just hold
so
on, hold on. You see that payment aspect? There are
okay.
payment. Remember that last class I made mention of payment channels, Stripe,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Flutterwave.
Flutterwave, and the likes. Now
Mm-hmm.
you integrate with those payments channels. Do you understand? They provide
Mm-hmm.
their endpoint. If you go to their website now, right, Flutterwave, you see their API documentation. Okay, maybe it's not displayed on this one. It might not be displayed unless you pay. Let me see Stripe. All these payment channels, right? They will provide their payment. What's it called? Okay, resources. Right. Actually, nobody will even provide documentation just like that unless you pay. Do you understand? So they will provide the documentation that you will use, that you integrate with. Do you understand? So now, if I'm sending so and so records now, once I click on okay, check out and all that, I am calling on their own. It's a trigger to call on their own payment platform.
That's for me.
You understand? So it's not your headache on how the what's it called, the payment will be like your
How
own.
they connect each other, yeah.
Yeah. So your job is to connect to their own payment platform, right? And they will take it from there.
Okay, then they've already set up like when you're connecting to like their payments platform, they already set up their own. It's just
Yes.
like okay, when I was trying to have like basic knowledge for this postman, when I was watching a video, YouTube video, and the example they used was a traveling agency application now, for instance. So you're
Okay.
when someone is trying to book a flight. So on that particular traveling application, there are several flights, like maybe British Airways,
Uh-huh.
Qatar, and all that. So
Uh-huh.
the explanation was trying to say once you click on British Airway, they are letting you have entrance into their own data
Uh-huh.
through the traveling agent application.
Uh-huh. You're just an agent. Your own application is just like an agency platform. So anybody that clicks on any of these, if you click on Qatar Airways, click on Egypt Airways, Air France, and likes, they have their own separate platforms, right? You're just you're just bringing people to them. Like, I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if that's what I'm trying to say, right? So you are connecting to their own system. If you click on Qatar Airways, it takes you to the Qatar Airways platform. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So Qatar Airways platform and your own platform, they are connecting together via API. You understand?
Yeah, again.
So do you have any question? I think
Okay,
let's stop
so
today.
okay, that back to that traveling agency app now. The
Mhm.
URL, maybe for instance, would be maybe um what's this popular agency now? Okay, let's take for instance fly country now. Like www.flycountry is the URL. Then maybe the
Mhm.
API will now be like for instance British Airways blah 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 will now be like the API at the back here.
Something like this. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
What's the airway again? Fly airway, right?
Yes,
.com slash. You now have API. This
API
one. You now see something like British,
British Airways. I got
right? Is that what you're
yes,
saying?
yes, yes,
Mm,
yes. That's what I'm saying.
yes. So it means that you've selected British Airways and everything you're seeing is only attributed to British Airways. You can't say anything that is not related to British Airways.
Okay. Okay. So like so that's HTTPS www.flyairways is like the URL. Then the
Yeah, the base.
British Airways is like the API address.
Yes, yes, you get it. You get it. So next class we'll be doing more of practical.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll be doing more of practical. So I'll also send the assignment for the test cases that you do. So do you have any question, please?
Okay, maybe will you send that the practical class we had today?
Yeah, I'll send it. I'll send it.
And I'm talking about the test case format here. Those ones.
For source demo, right?
Yes, yes, for swag lab now.
For Swag Labs, yeah, I'll send it. I'm sending it now.
Okay. Okay. Then you send the app that will work on.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll send it.
We didn't have our question session again today. We forgot.
Well, I did forget to, but we just had to clear that practical class. From next class, I will ask. I'm even as I'm collating everything together. I'm
Okay.
collating everything together. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
I'll
The
send in the
documents here.
yeah, I'll send the
Okay.
document.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Do have a lovely week ahead. Bye bye.
Yeah, you too. Bye. Thank you.